Post-workout would be three. Well, what do I eat post-workout? Couple hundred grams of chicken,
You guys
three
just automated.
300 something rice, banana, honey. Not a lot. I mean, you're eating more food. I'm just rubbing it in your face. That was all. That was all,
I
bro.
was thinking today, though, not to brag, but I was doing in between sets of chest press, and I was looking in the mirror. I'm like, I will look fucking sick when I'm completely peeled to the bone.
You haven't been in so long,
You
bro.
know?
See, unfortunately for me, I loved what I looked like. Don't get me wrong, but I was definitely disappointed again. Because it's just like, I don't think I'll ever get that satisfaction post cut until that cut ends me at like 250. Yeah, but like that's like 220 probably for you, 230, you know.
Yeah, but still, it's like you're barely 250 in the off season, and then it's like we want to be obviously
Yeah.
we want to be
Yeah,
two.
it's going to be I mean I'm going to have to be 380, 390 in the off season or
No, no.
290, I'm sorry. 280, 290 in the off season before I misspoke. Before I hit that point, but yeah, I mean,
I mean,
yeah.
I obviously would
But if I was
like
going to be
to explain.
satisfied by the next cut, there would be no reason for me bodybuilding, you know? I think that's kind of the point is we
I think you
just
can
can't
be
ever be.
satisfied by not set.
I don't think so. For a serious bodybuilder, I don't think that's true.
No, I think it is. It's just we're mixing terminologies. So I can like the results of my cut. I can not be satisfied with the size of my body.
You maybe. Maybe it just doesn't exist for me.
I mean, I just want to. I'm like I'm satisfied as how much definition I have, but I will not be satisfied with the size. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but
That's what I mean. Like I will be happy with seeing.
your leanness was not in question. It was size wise. I'm gonna be upset until that size is like
Well,
250.
yeah. I mean,
You know,
probably.
it's just like and it's also a thing of like taking so long off. Like you don't cut for 4 fucking years. You're gonna expect more than
Yeah, yeah.
especially when every year you go harder. But that's the thing, dude. Like people,
That's probably what's gonna happen to me. You made a good point. I'm probably gonna expect looking absolutely insane, and when I get there, I'm like,
especially when you keep a good composition like you do, like you're not fat by any means. You know what I mean? If you stay around that like 50, so it's like you still have lines and like you still look good. There's still shape, and it's like okay, well, I'm probably gonna keep a lot of this. And then it's like you drop 30 plus fucking pounds, and it's like God damn, there was less under the hood than I.
especially if you overdo it like last time. I know I lost muscle clearly. That's a guaranteed.
Yeah,
There's no way I would have. I mean, yeah, you look at the
yeah.
pictures from check-ins as I go down, and I look a lot better at 170 than I did at 163.
Hmm.
But it's just my body just kept dropping and dropping and dropping, and I'm like, oh, first, well, fuck me, right? So
Yeah,
that's what it is.
yeah.
But yeah, no, I get what you say. I don't know. I just saw like the shape, and I'm like, if I would look like that, but lean, it would be amazing. But it's
Yes.
clearly not gonna be like that. It's gonna be smaller. But my shoulders and my arms look round enough to the point that I will be like excited to see how it would look like. But it's still like, yeah,
To like when I when I see that, that's the thing too. Is like outside looking in, it's gonna look way freakier than
mm.
you even think it does. You know what I mean?
Then if anything, I can always Photoshop it.
You know what I? God damn. You know what I've thought about doing? I really thought about doing this last prep. For me, and that would directly be for social media as well. But obviously, I have to see myself in the gym or when I take photos. But like, not really though. Like I feel like I would love to do a cut where I don't look at myself really until the end.
How are you not look at yourself?
I mean, that's pretty easy. I mean, you go to the gym, you keep clothes on, sweatshirt, sweatpants, whatever you need to do. For me, it doesn't really matter if I wear shorts or sweatpants. It's gonna look like shit down there regardless. And then after that, yeah. I mean, when I take check-in pictures, I'm not looking in a mirror. So, and I have my phone. I have the button, so I take the pictures, and like, I have to click them to put them into my check-in. But that's it.
Actually, okay. Now that you made a good point, that I want to ask a question. Do you take one picture, or do you take many of the same pose?
I take many, yes, but I mean, it's unfortunate for him if I pick one of the worst ones. Oh well, I'm just gonna whatever one is the pose is I'm gonna click that and put it in, you know? Obviously, this would not be a cut that I'm like actually doing a show for. This would be like, hey, let's get lean, and I'm just not going to look at myself until then. The reason would simply just to be, you know, as you cut, I mean, it's the same thing as when you're growing muscle or when you're losing fat, or you just can't tell the progress. You can't, and that's another reason why, like, if you talk about like AI in coaching, or whether you talk about people being able to do it on their own, whatever, like that's another big thing too. Is like you just will never be able. This is why I don't understand people who can coach themselves. You just can't look at yourself from the lens of somebody else. And how you view yourself is gonna be distorted one way or the other. It might be distorted in a positive way, it might be distorted in a negative way, but regardless, like, you know, so if you're someone who's like really trying to get in shape, you've never done it before, it's like doing it yourself, that's gonna be one aspect you have to really struggle with and fight. Because at least for me, like I look the same as I did 4 years ago when I look at, you know what I mean? So it's kind of like your partner. Your partner's probably going to notice you getting fatter less than your friend who hasn't seen you in 4 weeks.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like a lot of people want to be John Jewett, but even John Jewett still has Luke, his
Eyes
wife,
outside.
and then probably someone else who will confirm or deny what he's seeing, or just clarify whatever, or point out different things. So even those people that coach themselves, they still have eyes on them where they need to. Obviously, probably not at the beginning of a cut, but towards the end, most likely, yeah.
Yeah.
And we're talking also about John Jewett, a person who is very close to retiring, not John Doe, who is 3 months into his first cut, 20 years old, still in college.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I also want to, and I did this with Justin a little bit last time, but like whenever I send a check-in, typically I'm already making the changes and adjustments in my head. You do this too, as we've talked about this. You're like, oh, I in my head I figured Dom would do this, and then he did something else. But like I'll almost try to, you know, try to progress hey, this is what he's going to tell me to do in the check-in based on this, whatever, so I can get better at that for myself. With other people, it's fucking easy, like, you know what I mean? But even clients sometimes, dude, like I had one I was looking at today, and like I was looking at his check-in, I was looking at his weight, and then like I looked back at, you know, 3 months ago. I was like, oh damn, you've lost this much weight. I've like, you know, I forget where we started from, because you're so wrapped up in the week to week. So yeah, it can happen pretty easy.
Yeah, I had that happen when I forget, and then I was like, oh shit, you're actually like 40 pounds lighter than what we
Yeah, yeah.
Like, holy fuck, dude, that even I'm impressed. I don't know, I feel like when you're cutting, there's we can divide it. We can split it into three phases. So we have the beginning, where you start noticing progress yourself very quickly. You have the middle, the stretch, the grind, if you want to call it that way, where you don't see anything.
Worst part.
Nothing.
Or if anything, you look like you're getting worse.
Yeah, and then you have the last bit of prep, where it's like you see progress daily.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, that vein was not there before. Oh shit, that. So it's like I personally love the last part, even though I haven't seen
everyone
it in
does.
years.
Everyone does.
It's a matter of like, yeah, a lot of people are gonna be in a fat loss, like, oh shit, I'm not seeing progress, and this is why we don't base progress only on weight and only on pictures. Like, yeah, week by week we may see the progress, but the average client is probably not gonna see it. And if they base their progress only on the scale, if the scale goes half a pound up, they're like, oh, holy fuck. Like, they start freaking out and like pulling their hair, and I'm like, bro, chill.
Yeah.
Like, you just lost 1.5 inches of your waist on the last 2 weeks. Like, you're fine.
That's a big one. I actually was thinking about that today. Is like that's one of the most useful yet untracked things that I see is like waistline. Like, dude, that's, you know, that can be a huge telltale sign for, you know, many things. It also could be like, you know, sometimes you don't see that go down or the weight, but you see it go down other places. Like, you can't decide where the fat's going to come off of. But I love tracking waistline, especially for them. I actually have a girl who's trying to gain weight right now. She came from a very low spot. And so it's the first time I was like, dude, we put a inch on your waist. It was like we needed that. Like it was, it needed it everywhere. But like that was the first time that I remember being like, oh, that's okay, that's good, that's fine. We needed that a little bit.
Yeah. What's the waistline at?
20, low 20s, mid 20, something like.
Yeah. Because I was gonna say, like, if it's low, like, you probably want to, like, what, 26, 28 to get to that point?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't.
yeah. I think like 25, maybe 26. I know it started at like 23, 24 or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
an inch or so lower. Obviously, at that point, like with waistline, it's not like I want to see 10 inches added to the waist or anything, but like a couple, like where we're still, she's got, dude, fucking 30 pounds before she has to worry about not being lean. You know what I mean? So,
Yeah. And also, we gotta consider, because people are like, oh shit, what, 25-inch waistline, 24-inch waistline? It's like, well, if we're talking about a 5'9" woman, D1 athlete, or a 4'9", waistlines are also,
yeah.
like, if you're 4'9" and you have a 20-inch waistline, you still should be shopping on the infant side. You're fine.
Yeah.
It's okay. Like, it's
Yeah.
not like you need to gain or lose or anything. You're fine.
No.
But if you're 6'1", D1 athlete, volleyball player, then yeah, your waistline is gonna be 28, maybe
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
30.
And she's like 5'11",
And there you go.
college
Yeah,
basketball player. Yeah.
shit.
She,
Yeah,
she,
no. So
yeah.
this is a
Literally
pure
exactly what you were
perspective for
talking
people
about.
to see. Is like,
Yes.
now people are gonna be like, okay,
Yeah,
maybe.
yeah, yeah. No, yeah. That's
It-
that's a very good thing to point out that she's
Yeah.
she's not 5 foot nothing. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So
If you're a 5'1" and you have a 28-inch waistline, you probably look like a mini fridge. But not to be rude, but
swear to God, bro, that's like equivalent of like me having a fucking 45-inch waist.
seriously, bro, do you know that I don't think I ever measure my waistline though?
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I don't know. I don't like it for myself just because it's another thing to track, and I'm
Yeah.
already tracking a lot, and I don't have a problem with it.
Think about what that does to me mentally, because my waist struggles and my width of my torso and
Well, I don't
the
have the
lack
thinnest
of length.
waistline either.
I wouldn't say it's as bad as near as bad as mine. I feel like you have a pretty good V line and wait, what's your waistline at? Do you know?
I
Oh, you
told
just
you I
said
didn't measure.
you just said you've never measured it. Shit.
You need some coffee, bro.
No, that's over for the day.
No, but no.
I
What I
already
was
did
gonna
a
say is
cup more than I should have.
I don't know. If anything, for what it's worth, I use 34-inch pants usually. But then also I end up using a belt because of my legs. Like, I need to go wider for
Yeah,
my legs.
you're probably more like a 30,
I would, if
32.
anything, I would say 32. Yeah.
Two
But
inches is a lot on the waist.
no, yeah, it is. But I also would say, like, my shoulder width is probably what makes it look thinner.
Probably.
But me, by no means, if I'm relaxed, I don't look that much of a big taper. So you gotta consider that. And for people,
Yeah, I look like Anton Swole when I walk around.
yeah, bro, that fucking kid, I swear to God.
22,
It's,
man.
I think it was actually 21, but same thing, tomato. I'm like,
That he could be 25, and that looks ridiculous.
yeah,
I don't give a fuck.
yeah. Do you believe he was natty before he?
Hell no. That's a lie. It was a bullshit lie for a Merrick Health ad. No, that kid's been fucking juicing since he was 16. There's a very to people. If you look at like Nick Walker in his first like X amount of years, I'm not sure when he hopped on gear, but like there's gonna be for me even. There's a very clear line of like you clearly hopped on juice here. Like your structure looks.
Then we have Keon.
See, we can't. I don't like getting into these. Well, but there's that one person. It doesn't matter because that
Well,
one
no,
person
but-
isn't happening for another 100 years.
Yes, that's true. But at the same time, it's like we see a freak of nature at 22 years old. So it could be both. Like, it could be that he's right and he had very good genetics and then he hopped on gear, or it could be that he hopped on gear very early and that's why he looked that way. So I'm not saying it's definitely like he was absolutely right. I'm saying in this particular case, there could be an argument or the possibility that he could be right. That's the only thing I'm saying.
Is his before? Hold on,
I actually don't remember.
dude. You touched your mic.
I know that when he started getting viral, he looked already pretty insane. I don't know if
Yeah,
this was
for
before
sure.
the pro card or not.
For sure. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, this was pre-pro card, if I'm not mistaken. Because he's still with Kyle here.
I think that was after because he was still living in Europe before he got his pro card.
When he got his pro card?
Before.
Well, that would be
So what I'm thinking of is those pictures he has like in the balcony or the Porsche or whatever the fuck it was.
the ones that he just posted.
No, no, no. Well, I don't know if he just posted it, but this was a while ago.
The ones you sent me?
No, no, no. That was from.
Okay. Oh, okay.
No, I'm saying from a while ago when he started going viral. It was him like on the Porsche of the balcony of his house back in Europe, I believe, and then it's like holy fuck. You probably seen it, and if you see it, like shit, okay, I see what you mean.
Yeah. I can't find any like before and after pictures of him. He did have very good genetics as like a young kid, but again, no idea when when he hopped on and when he didn't. I don't believe that worth a shit. There's just zero chance to me.
Like
Because here's the thing though, is it all depends on because no, this was before. No, those pictures were prior. The one that I just pulled up.
oh, was it?
Yeah, because then you have this. This is close to that time, and this is before his pro card. Because that show that he did, so the picture that obviously looks like shit on stage, that was when he had that coach that completely botched his prep, and then everybody thought, oh well, you're editing the fuck out of your pictures. But what it was his coach just did a horrid job at prep, like
Yeah.
depleted the fuck out of, like worse than what happened, with the like you feel like you were on there stringy and depleted. That was horrible because like literally 2-3 weeks before that was that second picture. So everybody's like, oh, you're lying. But like that was when he was doing his first like couple shows, and like, dude, if that's natural, that would surprise me even more than Keon, because like I don't know.
The other one that I saw not so long ago was Urs.
Yeah,
He doesn't look much different, honestly.
he
He still
doesn't.
looks insane.
Yeah.
But again,
Yeah.
standing alone, you don't notice much difference at that level already.
No. Yeah, that's a different. The scale of craziness and impossibility changes drastically when we go from gen pop to bodybuilding, for sure. Like Urs is, comparatively not that impressive. I saw him in the gym next to nobody
Really?
but me. No, I'm saying like if I saw him in the gym, I'd be like, oh my fucking god.
Yeah.
But when he stands next to other open bodybuilders, it's like,
You see him next to Nick Walker, and then he looks like a kid. Again.
What do you think about the guy that's like the Nick Walker's competition this year?
Joe?
Yeah.
I believe we spoke about it last time, but
Did we?
I don't.
I've been
like
seeing more and
his
more
shape
about
that
him.
much.
You don't? I think he looks. There's something about Nick that is just unique. Like, yeah, of course he's a mass monster, but like, so is this, so is this guy, but like, and so is everybody else in the top open level, but like, there's just something about Nick's physique that's just, unique. Like, I don't know how to describe it. It's just what his shape looks like. Not saying that like, oh, I think he's gonna win the Olympia or it's better than him. I just think it's a very unique look to me when it comes to the mass monster lineup.
What do you see the difference between him and Joe are?
That's like, I don't know. I can't put my finger on it. I mean, it's the shape just in general.
I think
think-
Joe has a thicker waist. It looks like it.
Probably, yeah. Especially now that Nick's fixed his, seemingly over the last couple of years, seems like he fixed you'll have pictures that people have of like horrible angles of him from this past year that are like, but like overall on stage, he can clearly.
Clearly relaxing. It's like, oh,
Yes,
he's better
dude,
than
yes.
Like, bro, you don't.
It was never about
Yeah.
that. It was about his inability to control that when he was in his poses on stage and just still looked blown out. Like this past couple shows, he didn't look like that. So, yeah, his waist definitely looks much, much better. But again, I think it is that. It's like, I think Nick has the mass monsterness in all the right places and doesn't have it also in the right places and is short. When you look at someone like Samson or like Andrew, like they're tall, so their physiques are gonna flow a little bit better. Most of those guys end up looking like I don't like how Derek looks. I just don't. I don't like how like his physique is crazy and like yeah, he brings good, but I don't know. There's a level of like sharpness to it that's not there, that I don't like, that I do see with Nick. And he's posted a couple, like the way he's doing his side tricep now, I feel like shows off his, like complements his waist really well. And that shot just looks nasty on him. But yeah, I don't know. It's just something about it. It just is very sharp to me. It's the only way I can describe it, I guess.
Yeah. I haven't seen Derek's physique in a while. I don't pay attention to his account.
I haven't either.
But
No, I don't follow.
I think I know what you're talking about. But then you're talking about Nick. Nick is notoriously known for his conditioning.
Well, of course, yeah.
Like,
And that's not even necessarily what I mean, but yes, that plays a huge part into it. Yeah, like if he wasn't that lean, he wouldn't be able to present his physique in that way. But he is. He gets freakishly thin skin, see through.
Only a paper cut is what it takes. And then do you see that James Hollingshade also signed for Tampa?
No, I did not.
Mm.
Damn, I might have to go to that.
You say you would have. You have to.
I might have to.
Yeah.
What's the date again? Do you
I
know?
don't know.
I'll have to look that up.
I think it's like 4 weeks from now.
I went to it last year.
No idea.
I mean, it's right there. There would be zero reason for me not to go.
In the meantime,
July 30th.
Okay, in a month. So almost 4 weeks, 5 weeks.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go to that, bro.
In the meantime, we got the Stanley, the Messi edition Stanleys.
Damn, that's nice.
But I will say this: I love it
gallon?
because half a gallon.
Half a gallon. It's like in this, like a old school soccer water jug type build almost.
I guess is a regular 2-liter Stanleys.
Let me see that again. Yeah, that's tough.
And then hold on, the logo is right there.
Nice.
Then we got a couple extra because we are resellers apparently. I mean, there's one that comes with like.
Tell me one.
I will if you want to. But there was one that comes with like the thermos for like the mate, the Argentina mate, and then the actual cup. They were sold for like $70 on the website, and now they're going for over $250, $300 online because they were sold out already.
Damn, dude.
Yeah, all of these are gonna be over $240 sold in the market after they go done. But what I wanted to say is like, it's amazing for life, like out and about, whatever. But I feel like taking one of these and using them on the gym just looks so gay. Did that show enough?
I mean, what are you gonna do? Fucking drink water out of a fucking dirty work boot? Like, fuck.
No, but if you tilt it as if you're drinking it, it looks different than if you just hear all happy sucking from a little straw. You know what I mean? It looks different. Like, look.
The little sound it makes.
Versus.
Either way, you're sucking on something, bro. That's not something you can change.
I mean, whatever you're drinking from, you're gonna be sucking on something, but. Whatever.
Really
I don't
care.
know.
I stopped
Just
caring
really
about that when I
weird.
started bringing the fucking regular Stanley in the gym. Fuck it.
Yeah, I have my other gallon from the gym. For the gym, the regular one.
Jackson's been posting about that fucking glass water jug he has. Dude, you're highly underestimating how much I'll break shit. Jackson Finley.
Yeah, but I don't know what.
He has a glass gallon jug. You are fucking crazy. And when that thing, if he brings that into the gym, he's tripping. Because somebody's going to break that shit.
I don't think I've seen it.
He posted a video about it not long ago.
Hold on, let me look for it.
Try not.
In his personal or the...
Yeah. No, the fit. The fit one. No, not the personal one.
Oh, the Fed one?
Yeah. I would shatter it. I've replaced this fucking BG monitor 3 times. This water bottle, broken. The only things that I don't break are...
Yeah. I think I only broke a phone once, and... Jesus Christ!
Yeah, you seen it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those things are thick, though.
Drop that. Like, think about, okay, like, oh, you're walking to your car, right? You have it, and it falls from your like waistline to the concrete. It's going to break.
Yeah.
If I drop that from the counter onto my hardwood floor, it's gonna break, probably.
Or if you drop a plate on it.
In the gym, there's numerous ways that thing could break.
Bro, speaking about breaking a plate, I almost dropped a 45-pound plate the other day on my foot.
I always feel doing that.
I literally thought I had the tingly thing from Spider-Man from how I dodged it. I
barely got out of there, huh?
Bro, so the rack was full. Like, it was on the pins, like on the racking pins at the very bottom, right? So not that far, but still 45 pounds.
Yeah.
And I was trying to squeeze my finger in between both plates so I can grab it, and when I pushed it out
fell
a little
off.
bit, it fell, and I did this with my foot unconsciously. Like I'm like, and then there are two people next to me. They saw it, and they're like, "I don't know how you did that." I'm like,
I don't
"I
know
don't
how
know
you got
either."
it there. Yeah.
Like, bro, I was like, fuck. I
The
almost
reaction
ruptured
times,
my
bro.
foot. No, seriously, that was insane. But yeah, that was scary at the same time.
That's why I went back to video games, bro. Gotta get my reaction time better.
I actually thought of that because there is proof that
Oh
people
yeah.
that play video games had a much better reaction time than not. Much better
Yeah.
reflexes.
Everything has a time and a place and a purpose, I guess. Well, we'll
All
see.
those years being a fucking loser in my teenage years.
I mean,
Not a
yeah, I
loser,
guess.
but I was a little chubby nerd, and
Yeah.
those saved my foot.
There you go. Now you still have toes.
Bro, I know a friend of mine actually had a cast for a 25-pound plate on the foot. I don't want to imagine a 45. Yeah, yep.
And bro.
That would have been tough.
Yeah, that would fucking suck.
Fucking tough. Even though now I cannot really squat or not because my back hurts from the 4.5 plates the other day.
That was heavy. I
I
was talking to my
know.
PT guy at my appointment this morning. I was like, dude, I really do feel like getting back into some form of like bar squatting because I don't know, there's just something, man. I know it's I mean, there's a reason people are jacked and that's what they did. I mean, like you look at dudes with the biggest legs, most of the time they're doing some form of that or have or did for a while or you know what I mean?
Yeah, I can't remember if I ever was big on free weight squats.
Smith machine counts for sure.
Okay.
Anything with a bar like that. Like, yeah, it's a little more pussy than a barbell squat, but not that much. It's not hack squat more pussy, you know?
I think the only free weights that I used to do were the safety bar, the ones that go with the
Yeah,
handles.
I do like that. And that's the thing, like we're working on my range of motion right now because I can't grab the bar. And I seen you were way out there too. I'm not sure if you were just doing that for comfortability or not,
Yeah. It's
but yeah,
much more comfortable to go wide than to be like all
I
straight up and
don't
shit.
I like that. I feel much sturdier
That's probably
like
also
that.
why I have the bar mark on my fucking spine.
Yeah.
Because if you shrug, think
I
about it,
have one
like
too. Yeah.
it lays on your chest, but if you stretch out, your
Lays.
abs are
Yep.
not all cushioned up and contracted. So
Yeah.
yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
that's a trophy well earned. But no, dude, those 4.5 plates, they feel good actually. It was fun.
Yeah.
I'm
It
not
did
gonna
look
lie.
good. And that's the thing. Like it's just one of those challenges. That's why I want to get back into deadlifts. I think that for sure. I think that people would get further because now we have all this bullshit online of just the dumbest fucking distinction ever of science-based lifting. Dude, that's what it all is. Like, first of all. Second of all, I just feel like people would get much further if we had now where the bro knowledge I think needs to stop is when it comes to okay, now we have we're talking health cases, clearly fucking PEDs because that's not a place where I think bro science needs to be, and I think that that's where a lot of the fear comes from when it comes to PEDs. But when we talk training specifically, dude, I'm listening to the guy who's already fucking big every time. I've never once okay. The only time that I've listened to anybody smaller than me was my first prep, and he wasn't smaller than me at the time. He just also wasn't big and didn't look good. But like to a certain point, right? Obviously, we have guys who are like top level coaches. Like that's a different. I'm talking about the fucking 17-year-old fucking science based lifters. On why I couldn't imagine myself in the first year or two of me lifting, and like I couldn't imagine myself trying to make myself an authority online like that. Like you simply just don't have the experience for me to listen to anything you're saying whatsoever.
Yeah. So actually, I heard something the same lines when I was like as soon as I got here to the
Mm-hmm.
US and I got my documents to actually start working. I tried working with my dad, as an insurance agent, financial advisor kind of thing. And he told me, it's like, well, one thing you gotta know, this is not because you're young, the youngest, like there's also people young as you, but you're trying to tell older people about their
Yep.
finances and insurance, so you really need to know your shit.
Yep.
And it's a fact. Like, yeah, if you are young in the industry and want to set yourself as an authority, then you gotta know your shit
Yeah.
very well. But
Yeah.
that's just how it is.
Yeah. And even sometimes, even sometimes they're gonna be like scientifically correct. I feel like a lot of them make sure that that's the case, right? But when it comes to lifting, I think we've seen, and I think we both can agree that obviously nuances matter, and obviously practical application matters as well. Person to person case, things vary. So I think that's where it really comes down to for me is like if we let's say for sake of argument, food and recovery are not the problem, right? If we look at training, like dude, if you just train really hard, like results are gonna come. Like it, if you're not if you're doing things correctly in terms of like form and such, and like if I train really fucking hard, I'm gonna get a result out of that.
I love
And
that
I
you said
just
that because I was gonna say like, well, all those fucking teenagers are still training with heavy weight, like that you should be training hard for them, but that is not training correctly.
well, and a lot of them, the big thing is like they'll try to get away with less, right? So you'll have your RIR arguers in the comments. Well, actually, studies show that if you like, cool. I personally don't give a fuck whether I can stop at 5 RIR or go to zero and still either of those are going to grow muscle. Don't care. I'm going to zero. It's not. It's boring. First of all, outside of that, why are you going in there and not feel? But like, there's just too much. There's too much, and I don't think that for the Gen Pop who are just looking for information, like start getting better. I don't think it's beneficial for them to have these science projects in every video, right? I think there's levels to it, and like that stuff really, for most people, like isn't gonna matter off the bat. Like you know, there's good form, and then there's being over the top perfect, and that didn't get me to a good place personally. Once I got my like form down, it was always decent. It's not like I've been lifting like shit, but when I went to overanalyzation, and that's what I think the massive like rush of information and trying to make things super technical and complicated when it comes to lifting is causing more of a problem than it's doing good. Like that'll be helpful for people like us, but then again, like we don't want to listen to you because you're a 17-year-old 160-pound twink. So I'll listen to John Jewett and hypertrophy and these people when they say that. But I don't know. It's just too much. Like I think we can majorly simplify things when it comes to training and really nutrition too. That's not that hard either. It's once you've already dug yourself into an early grave, that's when that shit gets difficult.
Hmm. Speaking of nutrition, do you think that people who don't point your finger at me, okay? Do you think that people, when they bring their meal prep everywhere, all the time, for every
It's not you
single,
anymore.
it's not me anymore, but
Yeah.
for a very valid reason. So when people do this and they're not on prep, do you think even if they tell themselves it's because of being disciplined, being super like spot on, whatever? Do you feel it's actually like that, or maybe it's some sort of fear of losing control?
I think that highly depends on the person, and I think only that person can answer that question, really. I know for me,
I mean, I see people online doing this, and I can 100% answer for them. They're
yeah,
just
yeah.
not gonna like the answer.
Do you think that, or are you saying like a one off, like, oh, you went to dinner once and did this, or are we talking
No,
about
no, no. Like we're talking like when if you go to like if there's multiple times during the week or through the timeline of like let's say a month that you go out to dinner with family, friends, relatives, your spouse, whatever, and you're always bringing your meal prep without being on prep, I think you have a problem.
So let's say you go out. Let's say you have one to two of these a week, right? So we're looking at 4 to 8 per month. We're not on prep, but goals are still serious, right? Just setting the scenario. If you feel like doing that is like an issue for one way or the other, well, where's the line then? Because would you tell a client who's not on prep and isn't even a bodybuilder that they should go out to eat and like not care, like, oh, don't bring a meal or whatever, or don't like stay on track or just go to the meal if they're going out to eat, eating, whatever, 8, 9, 10, 12, 14 times. Like what would that be? What would you tell that person?
So well, first of all, look at the menu, see what's there. Does anything resemble any of your meals that you normally eat? If the answer is yes, ask that. The only time that I would probably accept it, and I think it's a good idea, is if they're also trying to save money. But if they go with their spouses, chances are probably not. So it's like you obviously if you always go to like a pizza place or like barbecue place or stuff like that that they don't have much clean food if any at all. Yes, fair enough. But all like reasonably enough, if you're in this, you're gonna go to places at least here and there. You're gonna go to places that do have some sort of clean food, and to not have to bring a meal and bother with everything, just order the same food or similar foods that you eat, but order them there.
I don't know. I guess for me, it's kind of just like, well, where's the, like I said, like where's the line? Because it's like I wouldn't. It just depends. For some people, I don't think especially when we're trying to overcome habits and build new ones and build some type of consistency. And we're not talking about a person who travels every week for work or any of these things and like don't need to be going out fucking 2-3 times a week. I wouldn't say bring your meal. I'd say stop fucking going out to eat
Yeah.
because you're still fat.
Yeah, no,
Stop going out
absolutely.
to
In
eat.
that case, just don't go out.
Yeah, like
Don't
it's
go.
But to answer your question, I think no, I for some people, yes, it's probably pretty performative. And for most people, I don't think that they need to do that. I think that a lot of it comes from, well, I feel like I have to do this. Like you said, you can look at menus, you can work around. But I know for me personally, there's, especially here, dude, if I go anywhere except for sushi and possibly Mexican,
Yeah,
gross. Fucking
but
shit sucks. So
yeah,
I'd rather eat my chicken and rice, to be honest with you,
but in those
because
cases,
restaurants
if
suck.
if it's you and Kaylee, you probably won't go to those places. You'll go to Mexican or
We just don't go anywhere.
exactly.
Sushi's an hour away. That's maybe a once a month thing, and then everywhere else just sucks. Like I've gone, I think probably 3 weeks now without I have one untracked meal like in my thing a week. I've gone like a few weeks now without doing that bar, like outside of the me being sick. I just underate, but like I'll probably continue doing that because I one am not addicted to food like most of you fucks, so I my meals actually taste good and I'm fine doing that. I didn't even notice like it was like 2 weeks in a row. I was like, damn, I haven't had a cheat meal at all. What I will do though is like tonight I'm going to a movie. Are you going to see Bleach by the way?
Which one?
Bleach? Now watch the anime Bleach.
There, no, I know that you're referring to that, but I'm like, there's a movie.
4 new episodes are coming out. It starts today. They combined the first 4 episodes of the Calamity. They combined those into an hour and 30-minute movie, right? So there's going to be some stuff cut out, but the first 4 episodes come out today. I'm going tonight. After this, that's the movie I got to go to. Yeah, yeah, boy, we're back. Yeah,
Whoa, 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 whoa,
yes,
whoa,
look it
whoa,
up,
whoa,
bro.
whoa, whoa, whoa.
June 25th. I already bought the tickets. It goes from today to like the 31st or the 30th.
Hold your fucking horses right now.
Yes, sir. Yeah, get those tickets, my boy. Yeah, yeah,
That's super cool.
yeah, bro. I'm hyped.
For sure.
Yeah, you got a few days. Just make sure you do it before like the end of the weekend. I think.
Oh, it's just for this week?
Yeah, like it only goes today, tomorrow, Saturday, Sunday, and maybe Monday. It's like 4 or 5 days.
Bro.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see what they have. Japanese spoken with English subtitles clearly.
Yeah. Well, that's all it is. The English version's not out yet, so it doesn't even matter.
Shit, they don't. Wait, no, this today. Maybe tomorrow. Shit, I have to go to. Damn, I have a drive.
How far away is the only is are the other ones booked already?
Riverside, like. No, it's not because it's booked, it's because it's not showing. Apparently,
Really?
I'm looking into AMC's only, so I need to look into Fandango actually to look better.
Yeah, that's where I went. Yeah.
But AMC's, the one here in Temecula, they're not showing it. So I need to go all the way to Riverside, which is like 40 minutes away.
Well, I'll let you know tonight if it's worth it. I guess
How
it's
could
worth
it not?
it's worth it.
Yeah, no, it's like, why would it
You're gonna have to
not?
drive 40 minutes, bro. You're gonna have to drive 40 minutes. Yeah,
Wait, no, I'm going to San Diego on Sunday, so maybe I can do double up on that.
there you go.
I'm going to a card show again. Yeah, I'm gonna sell a lot of the
I'm just
boxes.
waiting on the post.
On what?
So after a lot of, I've invested a lot, and I've been doing this for a while, and I just think I'm gonna take a step back from coaching and go full go on this card trading stuff.
No, I would never stop coaching. Probably. I enjoy that shit too much with the right people.
Yeah,
Actually,
that last part was a big key with the right
with the right people. Yeah, no.
Fucking Christ. Dude.
Some people can make it a dread.
Some of these people can get fucked. Genuinely, sorry. Everybody that I could say that about is gone.
Yeah.
Clearly,
No,
for
yeah.
good reason.
No, I think we both stopped working with people just to get the bucks in our pocket a while ago.
Yeah,
And
yeah. For a
that's
while, it was
quality.
like, why am I doing this? You know,
Dude,
when I didn't.
it really makes you like think of like your decisions. Like, am I really supposed to be coaching people, or should I be doing something?
Well, and to be honest, dude, like Nick speaks a lot about this of like, hey, you're probably struggling with all of these things we're talking about because you're not living this thing that you're trying to sell. You're not being this person. You're not. And to be honest, I
I
don't
hate that
think
motherfucker.
that. I know. I don't think that like my mindset really started to change very soon before I moved to Texas, which when I got with you know a mentor that was actually worth a shit and wasn't just somebody on online, right? Like, obviously, a lot of the really good things I got from working with Justin was like the mindset things of what I struggled with which was just to like keep pushing through and thinking positively and doing all these things. But he talks a lot about, like I said, like that, and I think back then it was like okay, well I was broke and Carlos at some point and very negative and really didn't stick to my plan that well. Fucking ate off my meal plan all the time. Wasn't in great shape. Like all these different things, and it's like no shit that I couldn't attract anybody that it's just really hard to build to that point, dude. Like sometimes I look back and I really don't know how I got through it. I made a video today where I was like, when I think about my bodybuilding and my coaching, like the starting point I could say was 2019. But really, it wasn't until I started doing everything right. Until I started doing things right with coaching, until I started doing the right things with bodybuilding, and that was like 2024. So, like, until then, I wasn't really that person that could attract the people I wanted to work with. And it was a very clear switch. Once I started doing that, like, the internal work, which I told myself, like, what internal work? For fucking forever. Like, fuck you. So cringy to look back at that kind of stuff. But yeah, I deserved the type of people I was working with 5 years ago.
I think they're a lesson too. One way to
They're what?
they're a lesson one way or another.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Like either a
Yeah.
lesson of like what you need to improve, or a lesson of how to handle those people, or a lesson of who we
Yep.
not work with,
Yeah.
and
I
what
had
signs
somebody.
they show at the beginning, so then you can stop it before it gets too
It's
late.
very easy to see. Very easy. I had someone reach out yesterday, and he was like, he slid up on something I posted. Guess where this person hit me up on?
Snapchat.
Snapchat, baby. I told Jake this, Pastic that works with ECA. I said I promise you, without fail, I post every time I post a coaching thing on Snapchat. I at least one, and they're always warm. At least one lead. But this person, he was like, man, he's like, I've been thinking about. He's like, I really want to reach out to you about this, blah blah blah. And I was like, what's there to think about? I know this. I know this kid. I coached his brother actually. Brother has the only kid that I've ever taken that was, dude, when we started working together, he was literally like 14.
What? Damn.
Huh?
Damn.
Yeah, he was young. And dude, this kid, lot of potential if he really would have wanted to take bodybuilding seriously. But so like he knows, and I was like, well, what are we waiting for? You've seen enough proof, you've seen enough information, like And he's like, man, like I just really. It ended up being like, oh, well, I go out on the boat every weekend and I drink at least 24 pack. Cool. I'm gonna deny working with you right now. I'm not even gonna continue this conversation. I'm good. Okay. So when you decide, what I said to him, I was like, when you decide that your health and not being fat is more important than downing a 24 pack of beer every week, come talk to me. But like
Not even a
three,
like, but a 24.
dude. And like 3 years ago, I'd have been like, cool, dude. Well, I'll help you. Like, we'll just reduce the drinking a little bit. And I would have tried to fucking conversate my way into it. And then he would have been just shit. And I'm not wasting my energy with that shit. I'm just not. So.
It's a lot different when someone comes and tells you I'm doing this versus I was doing this. Like if that same person would have told you, like, yeah, I was drinking a 24 pack a weekend, but now I stop because I'm tired.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah. I'm not your fucking.
No, if they would have said that, like
sponsor.
they already changing, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
That shows attitude. But if they say like, oh, I'm currently doing this, and that's it, they leave it at that. It's like,
Yeah.
right? Do you want me to congratulate you or something? Like,
Yeah. Like, congratulations on cutting years off your life, brother. I don't know what you.
Like, fuck. If you want to spend that money, at least spend it on Pokemon.
The worst and dumbest and just most disrespectful I could give a fuck about myself thing that you could possibly do is be fat and still be drinking. And even worse than that, be fat and still drinking beer on the regular. Make that make sense. What are we doing?
Yeah,
Dude's like, hey, double up, fucking let's double the estrogen in here. Let's double the body fat in here. Let's double the health risks that I'm having. I will never get behind it. I don't give a fuck. And like the people that are like, we've been doing it for hundreds of years.
Okay.
What a reason to keep drinking poison.
Sure.
What a fucking reason.
You just make your ancestors proud.
And do you think your ancestors were down in a 24-pack of Bud Light on the weekends?
Yeah, at least we're drinking.
They were drinking wine. Yeah, whiskey, rum, wine, shit that fucking literally they made from grapes a month ago.
They probably harvest their own potatoes for the vodka.
Yeah, that's true too. I learned you could do that from. You seen that show?
No.
Show.
Really?
Putting you on left and right today, bro.
Shit.
Yeah, you gotta watch that.
Well, first of all, right now I need to get my ticket.
Yeah.
Right, bro.
Yeah, that's.
I will go because I definitely don't. If it was any other movie, I wouldn't give a fuck. But if it's Bleach, I don't want you being late, especially since you gotta drive.
Yeah.
Go for it, bro.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, bro. I'll let you know how it is if you're not going tonight. I'll spoil it for you.
Sounds good. I mean, I'm gonna watch the 4 episodes regardless sooner or later, but it will be nice to watch it in the movies.
I'll just record it for you on my meta glasses and send it to you.
Hey!
Hey.
That's a good one.
I didn't say that. That's fraud. I can't do that. I can put in jail for that.
He will not do that.
Nope.
All right, brother.
All right,
I'll
brother.
tell you later.
All right,
Thank
man.
you, everybody.
See you next week.
See ya.
Peace.